going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Was out of town for a while. In fact, about a week's time. So I'm back home, back in the studio, back getting you guys daily videos on both college and NFL content. Of course, today, game one, NFL season 2024, Ravens and Chiefs, man. It's a big one. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Definitely excited. And I brought back the winning picks, the whiteboard winning free picks that we did the entire duration of football season last year. We had a lot of fun with that. And I know all you guys don't bet on a level towards worth having premium or worth doing things on a more serious matter. Some people are just having fun. And I think the whiteboard winning free picks were at least fun for everybody. So I'm going to bring them back. I'm trying to apply, my content to everybody out there. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. The space for college football will be updated tomorrow. I'm going to be going over college football week 2. But guys, Kansas City money line is the whiteboard winning free pick. Of course, I'm going to go over in today's video why I think that is the right play. We got some player props to talk about and just the game in general. We're going to break down some money splits, pretty much go over this game in detail. I don't think as of right now, this one's going to make premium. And that's why I'm going to go over this one in strong detail and give you guys the pick of Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. Like I said, been out of town for about 7 days, still catching up on organization here. I'm going to go ahead and update that bottom piece. Usually I show you guys the banner with the records and everything that we did with baseball all summer long, and we absolutely will continue that with football. I just got to get catched up and redo the numbers and remake sure all the math is right. So probably just after this weekend as a whole, I'll go ahead and get all the banners and all the numbers updated for you guys to see my official record and how many units I'm up or down, because I'm currently down after college football week 1. We'll have those records all updated after this weekend. But hey, I got to tell you guys, if you're new to my channel, if you're not familiar with the Dan's Rant Squad, just scroll back through my videos, man. Check out my YouTube videos last year if you want to see how well I did on both college and NFL. It was a great year. This year is going to be even better. Got off to a slow start. Lost quite a bit of money on West Virginia, okay, and Florida State. It was really 2 teams that took most of my money. I think we have like a 5-9 record or something. I got to redo the numbers and find out the units, but we basically got whacked on 2 games. Not a big deal. Yeah, super excited for NFL week 1. It's going to be a doozy. Already sent out some picks to the client list, and we just keep cashing on baseball as well. Got back to baseball after not touching it for a while, and we went 2 for 2, 2 winning days in a row. I'll just for an example, I'll put the text on the screen that went out to clients over the last 2 days, the 4th and the 3rd of September. So up over 2.5 units, 3-1 in MLB over the last 48 hours. So got a little bit money back that we lost on college football week 1. I'm not even stressed at the least, man. This is a long season. You got to get the losses out of the way. And as you build your sample size, as the season progresses, man, we can hit some bangers. And we're going to have 4 and 5 unit plays on the regular. We got some this weekend. I'm in absolutely zero panic mode. In fact, I would almost bet that by the time I update the records at the end of the weekend, that both the NFL and college football will be in the profit. So excited for that. If you guys want my premium, if you scroll back through my videos last fall so you can really know how well I did over the course of an entire season and you're interested in my premium, danspicks.net. The link to my website is in the description. You guys can also get on the SoBet platform. It's not just me on there. There's about 60 other pros, and a lot of them kill it. I'll include some screenshots for you guys in today's video of the recent leaderboard and how good people are doing. These guys are sharp, man. There's a lot of serious professionals and guys that specialize in football like Deepak, What Up Bro, some of these guys that you might see on the TikTok platform. Again, if you're interested in that, those links are always in the description. But we got a big game going on tonight. We got this Thursday night standalone game. Let's talk about it. I'll go ahead and get something on the screen for you guys. I'm going to pull up my Pickett profile. We're going to look at some money splits for this game because this is a big one. It's NFL week 1, game 1, and it's the only game going off tonight. There's about $4 million as I'm looking at this game already in terms of the total handle. So make no mistake about it. These books are pretty sharp. They're definitely going to adjust to the line. So the money splits on a game like this, I do think carry pretty significant weight. We can look at the money line in this one. Kansas City Chiefs, we're looking at about 53.5% of the tickets placed on this game, but way more in terms of the money, man. Almost 66% of the money on the money line. And that's why this line has moved. I mean, this thing was closer to a pick 'em or a spread of 1. And, now we see this spread up around 3. Of course, people that are betting the spread are taking Baltimore. We see almost 60% of bets placed against the spread are on the Ravens, which makes some sense here. But I do think in a close game like this, with a money line at only minus 150 as of right now, I do think that most of the handle made up on this game is on the total and on the money line. So I do think there's definitely some sharp action on the Chiefs, as square as that sounds. The Chiefs at home and with a small number, a reasonable price, coming off back-to-back Super Bowls. It's hard to believe that we could have any sharp action on the Chiefs, but it is what it is. There is a little bit of sharp money there. Same thing with the under. It's just not as substantial. 67.4% of bets placed on the total are coming in on the under, and more of the money, 71.4%. So we might see like an even 46. I don't think this will get to 45.5, but this might drop down on all books to 46.5 by kickoff. So keep that in mind. If you do like the under and you see the 47 right now, I would definitely grab that. Now, let's talk about the changes that actually happen with these teams. In terms of a roster change, the Ravens have the more dramatic change. Okay, I think the offense is still going to be good. It's going to be great for the Ravens here. But the defense took quite a bit of a lick. I think it's going to be quite different with the linebackers, the secondary adjustments, no Clowney. I mean, Patrick Queen. I mean, some pretty big names that were on that roster for the Ravens, man. They're just not there, and it's just not going to be the same. In the same token, man, there's been some shakeups for the Chiefs as well, but they keep the pieces that seem to keep the party rolling in Kansas City, and I do think that's important here. I think we're going to see the Chiefs just look a little bit better. The only argument that could go against that is just the fact that regular season Lamar Jackson is just so much better than playoff Lamar Jackson, and playoff Patrick Mahomes is so much better than regular season Patrick Mahomes. So we got to take in mind, man, and we got to remember that Lamar Jackson in the regular season is always a top 3, top 5 candidate for the MVP. And Patrick Mahomes and this team that just keeps winning all these games, it's almost like they don't care. They're almost just like, we got to do what we got to do just so we make the playoffs, and then boom, we're going to flick a switch, turn it on, and be this invincible team that just has true magic and just is just hard to beat. So I am a little bit concerned. Back-to-back Super Bowls, Super Bowl hangover. Just a team that is borderline getting into cocky territory in terms of their mentality. How much grit and energy are they going to have here? Now, in front of their home crowd, I find it hard to believe they're not going to be fired up. But man, this team, again, just has such a huge goal of three-peating a Super Bowl. It's going to be hard not to find some flat spots, whether it's this game or not, just in general. The regular season, I don't think the Chiefs are quite going to be hitting the gas at 100%. I think Baltimore, with how their postseason ended and the fashion that it did, how good Lamar Jackson is in the regular season, and how good the offense still is. Obviously, Mark Andrews kind of took the air out of that team late last year, even though he came back late. I think him being healthy, a lot of these pieces. I know Derrick Henry's there. I'm not going to talk about Derrick too much. He's old, guys. Derrick Henry's past his prime. Is he going to be effective? Is he going to get 50, 60 yards on the ground? Yeah, I think so. But I just think Lamar Jackson and these pieces are still going to be solid. I think they can move the ball. Speaking of moving the ball, let's get into some player props here. I think we got some good ones. So I got this. This is both quarterbacks rushing. And I like both quarterbacks to go over their rushing totals. Why do I like this? Well, like I said, it's a week 1 NFL, and sometimes you're just not on the same page as your receivers. I do see opportunities where, these quarterbacks are going to drop back, and maybe they're just not simply in touch or in rhythm with the receivers, and the play breaks down. And we know both of these quarterbacks can absolutely run at will. Mahomes, I don't think gets credit for his ability to scramble. He kind of does it like a wizard. It kind of almost looks awkward, but he still gets the yards. You can see the numbers on the right hand at the bottom of your screen. Those were the averages per game last year, 2023. So both of the numbers are within the average of last year. Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to run, man, especially if he has to, especially if they're down in this game. He's going to have some big scrambles. I think Lamar Jackson should be closer to 60, 62.5 in terms of the line set on his rushing total. So I do think Lamar Jackson absolutely gets 50 plus rushing yards if you're looking for something to put in a same game parlay. And at the same time, man, there has got to be a couple plays where they blanket Kelsey, Pacheco's blocking or something out of the backfield. He's not really interested in going to Noah Gray on every single play. Maybe Rashee Rice just ran a weird route. Mahomes takes off. He could get 17, 18 in one single big play down the field. I don't think it's asking much at all for Patrick Mahomes to get 25 plus rushing yards. We see his number set even lower than that. I like both of the quarterbacks to go over their rushing totals in this game. And that brings us down to one more player prop I wanted to bring up, and that is Noah Gray. Noah Gray, I think an underrated player. His average last year was about 18 yards a game. He set it about 12 and a half this game. I don't understand it, man. If there's one thing that you're going to draw up defensively for the Ravens, is to at least slow down the run game and stop Travis Kelce to the best of your ability. I know he's going to get his catches and his touches and his targets. But man, Noah Gray for certain is going to be the lesser covered receiver. And if he can get 2 receptions or even 1 decent reception, he's going to go over this number. Like I said, last year, you see it on the screen, he averaged 18 yards a game receiving. I think in a week 1 game like this, where everybody's going to be focused on Kelsey and Rice and Pacheco, I do think Noah Gray could easily sneak in here and have a 30, 35 yard type of receiving game. I like over 12 and a half receiving yards for Noah Gray. I think he gets somewhere into the deep 20s would be my prediction. Now let's circle back here to just kind of the general numbers, and mainly my free pick as the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line is what I went with. I don't want to be laying 2.5 3 points, man. This game screams a 1-point victory all over it. 23-24, 21-20, 26-27. All these are 1-point margins that could easily become true in this game. Lamar Jackson in the regular season is significantly better. Patrick Mahomes and these Chiefs in the regular season are significantly worse. Home field advantage does negate some of that. But the total's 46.5, 47, mid to upper 40s here. A lot of pressure on the under. I do think this might even come down another point or so. This should be close, man. I think both teams score in the 20s. I don't think it's a runaway. And even if it was a 7 or a 10-point game, one last touchdown by the Ravens could get them a cover. And that's just not something I want to deal with. But what I do want to deal with is somehow, some way, Game 1, Week 1, Mr. Mahomes and the magic that this Kansas City team has, they're going to find a way. I truly believe it in my heart. I don't want to be laying any type of points in a game like this where things are just up in the air. I think this could be a really sneaky game where Vegas gets off to a big start in taking people's money. I think Baltimore could get the cover here, and I think Kansas City could get the win in this one. So I'm going to go with Kansas City on the money line. And as a little bit of tip here to end today's video, anytime you're looking at a game that you think is going to be close and the money line is reasonable, 135, 145, even up to maybe 160 when the totals are lower, it's a little bit more important. Just go with the money line, guys. You got to cash these tickets. Don't be greedy. Don't be trying to double your money on everything. In baseball, we have to continue to search for plus money wagers the best we can, but not in football. It's just a different animal. And in a close game with a team, I do like to find a way to win somehow, some way, whether it be this way or that way. I like laying money lines, even if they're a little bit on the juicy side. That's just the difference of, the different sports here. Basketball, the same way. Don't ever lay 2 or 3 points with a favorite. Just go with the money line. It'll save you a lot of time. So we're going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line for the first whiteboard winning free pick. And again, I'll be dropping a video tomorrow going over college football week 2, a bunch of picks and predictions for a lot of games in week 2. We'll go ahead and get a whiteboard winner up for college as well tomorrow. So again, double check. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Drop a like in the comments. Or drop a like and leave a comment below in that comment section. What do you guys think of this game? Are you on Baltimore money line? I mean, are you just going to lay the points for an extra payout? I know the under has been super, super popular in terms of social media opinions. What are you guys doing? I know a lot of you guys are sharp out there and you like to leave your picks in the comments, and I read every single one of them and reply to every single one of them. So I'm curious, what are you guys doing in the comments? Are you doing a same game parlay? It's an interesting game. Just make sure you don't go too heavy. It is a standalone game, a Thursday night game. Weird things can happen. There's about $4 million and growing on this game. You just never know. We got a whole season ahead of us. We don't have to dive in head first. Just always make sure you guys bet responsibly and use correct bankroll management and unit size. And again, if you want to know all the picks I'm going to make this week, my website's in the description. Catch you in the next video.